Good morning, everyone, and welcome to You Have Beauty Care Choices. I'm Jennifer Coy, the CEO of Beauty Care Choices, and today we're having technical difficulties, but we are plowing through. So if you've been waiting, sorry, we're starting a little bit late today, but I am really excited about our show. Today we have with us a brand that's very near and dear to my heart, Jane Iredale. Jane Iredale is a brand that has been around for 27 years, I now know, and how modern that brand has been, starting 27 years ago as the skincare cosmetic company. Jane Iredale was always aware of skincare, and beautiful skin had to do with health and glow. So it was interesting 2 years ago when they launched their beauty supplements. It's a great combination to this brand. They have the skincare, beauty prep, and they have the cosmetics, and now they have their skin supplements. I was a little confused. I'm like, how does skin supplements really tie into this brand? But obviously Jane Iredale knew long ago that beauty from the inside out was what it was all about, and that this was the way that the industry would be going. She's a very forward-thinking person. So we have with us today Rebecca Kurtz, who is their director of sales, and she has been very instrumental in launching these supplements and knows a lot about it. Welcome to the show, Rebecca.
Hi, Jennifer. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, I appreciate so much you being here with us. I'm having trouble hearing you now.
Oh, goodness.
I know. Okay, we're good.
Okay.
Welcome to the show, Rebecca.
Thanks, Jennifer. So excited to be here.
I'm not sure if it's a windy day or what's in the universe, but yeah, some shows go bumpy, but that's okay. We're going to still get our information out there about these amazing supplements. So as I've said, Rebecca has become really quickly one of my favorite educators. You really are a wealth of knowledge, and I really enjoy our time. You've taught me so much. So thank you for being here. You got to travel to the UK with Jane to launch these supplements in the United States, and I am so excited to learn more about it because we've had them for a couple years and they keep growing in popularity. And I'm really into supplements right now, so I have so many questions for you.
Wonderful. It's probably one of my proudest moments is really, going with Jane to learn about these. So it's been such an exciting journey, and it's one that keeps evolving for us. Supplements are the forefront of skincare now, and I'm so excited to share just as much information as I can with all of you.
Thanks, Rebecca. This year, 2020, we're seeing a huge spike in supplements. So I think in general, the population, the people are concerned about health and really aware of our skin and also just feeling better. So I'm really excited to introduce why Jane supplements are superior and what makes a supplement superior to other supplements. So tell us about the supplements. We have them all in front of us. We have the Youth Biome, the Omegas, the Skin Complete, the Skin Ultimate, and Accumax. What is the overview? Like, why did she create these, and what is making them stand out from other supplements?
Yeah, absolutely. So first off, we don't create these supplements ourselves. So we actually work with a company called the Advanced Nutrition Program, and they are a UK-based company, and all they do are create skin-specific supplements.
Interesting.
So what's so wonderful about the Advanced Nutrition Program is they keep everything in-house. And what I mean by that is they start from their raw ingredient testing all the way to their skin trials. And then, of course, their manufacturing and packaging as well. Everything is done in-house. So why is that important? Well, when you're ingesting a supplement, any supplement, whether it's ours or any supplement you find in the market, it's really important to kind of make sure that they follow these guidelines that I'm going to share with you. So we really call it the 4 Ps. So those stand for potency, purity, packaging, and production. So why is all of that important? What do I mean by that? Well, number one, these supplements, they are non-GMO. Okay. In England, which is in all of Europe, which is so important, is that supplements are held to food grade standards. As many of you may be aware, food grade standards.
I was really interested in that. Like, why the UK? Because that was
Yeah.
what, as I was reading it, I'm like, why are Jane and Rebecca traveling to the UK to bring these vitamins to the United States? So that does make so much more sense. And I actually know from working with many companies that the UK is quite advanced in supplementation. So that's really interesting. That does make it a much clearer story.
Yeah. Yeah, and so many people do think, that we created them. And so I always just want to, make sure that everyone knows that we actually work with some of the top researchers and top nutritionists for these supplements. So
it's kind of brilliant on Jane's part to find people who know it and do it well and collaborate with them, right? I mean, that's really smart.
Right. And we're the only distributor of this product in the United States. So, the company A&P, they've been around, for over 15 years. They started something so revolutionary. Even when we first brought Skin Accumax to the United States, I remember being even at health food shows with Jane, and we were trying to find our place in the market. And even in the most health conscious environments, people were asking, wait, you're selling a pill for acne? They couldn't wrap their heads around it, that it was truly food for your skin. So those things that are so important are the non-GMOs, bioidentical. These supplements, your body, when you consume these vitamins and minerals, are going to elicit the same response as if you just consumed whole fruits and vegetables. They're tested for pesticides and heavy metals. Go ahead.
No, just the interesting part of the nutrition part is it's advanced skin nutrition. And that's that's a different way to call a supplement. I mean, that's something to kind of even call out, that they've named them even something that we ingest nutrition. That's what we should ingest. So that makes so much sense. So you're talking about kind of their potency and what is involved in them, the non-GMO. Sorry to interrupt you, but I just felt like that was so cool. The advanced skin nutrition. I think the name is just really interesting.
Yeah, it is, because this is all about high quality ingredients. Even you'll see when we talk about that potency level, you'll see if you're an ingredient junkie, I'm an ingredient junkie. When you read the label, you may compare it to another supplement company and say, wait, this supplement has higher EPA than this one does. Why is this better? It's not always about how much of an ingredient is in the product. It's about the research and the quality of the ingredient. Our body can only absorb so much. We're looking for that chain reaction, that bioidentical reaction, to elicit change. And it goes so much farther than that. Even the capsules themselves. People don't think about capsules, but when the New York Sanitation Department has a tour of their facilities every Valentine's Day. This is such a weird thing. But
this is an interesting story. The New York Sanitation Department?
Yeah,
okay.
New York Sanitation Department. And they take people through and look at what ends up in their sewers. And, and most of that is from toilets. You would not believe the number of capsules that they find. It is an incredible amount of capsules. So what does that mean? That means that people are wasting their money on supplements.
I was going to say people paid a lot of money to put it down the drain.
Completely down the drain. So how do you avoid that? Well, every single part of the supplement matters. You have to have a good quality capsule. For instance, Skin Accumax is made out of a plant cellulose fiber. On average, it disintegrates in around 7 minutes. Skin Omegas is made out of a fish skin gelatin, and that one disintegrates in less than 3 minutes. So not only are they actually staying in your body, but the faster that they can disintegrate, the faster they get to work in your blood vessels, and the faster they can work in your skin.
So let's talk about that's amazing. This the sanitation story. I'm not going to ever forget that. So we've talked about, let's talk about the potency. Let's get to our 4 P's again. Let's tell them again. There's potency, purity, packaging, and production. So she's talking about the potency and the purity, obviously, right now, and the packaging. You know, even the capsule kind of is part of the packaging of it, and the production of it, of how they're able to keep the non-GMO and the purity, and to keep it all in one house for, of course, quality control. So let's go into each of them and give us your top parts of potency.
Yes. So potency, number 1, we want to make sure we know where every single ingredient comes from. So they source those ingredients, and then they do DNA fingerprinting on those ingredients.
Now, what does that mean?
That means that when we source a raw ingredient, so for instance, let's say that raw ingredient is retinol palmitate, which is your amazing way to take vitamin A internally. If that raw bag says that retinol palmitate is 8%, we actually do the DNA fingerprinting to make sure that that is exactly what that raw ingredient is before we ever do the mix.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I was reading all of the bullet points. I have a binder here that I studied on my ingredients, and a brochure, and but I was reading on that, and I'm like, DNA fingerprinting? Is this like all the people that work in the factory have to be fingerprinted? What does this mean? So that's interesting.
Yeah. And, we even test in different variations of batches. So that's your raw ingredient. And then we want to make sure that we're measuring that potency in other forms as well. So we do it pre-mix, we do it mid-mix, and post-mix. Why is that important? We want to make sure that this product is evenly distributed, that there's no clumps, that it's not sticking to the machinery, that when you, for instance, take a Skin Accumax, that you're getting those precise levels of A, E, and C vitamins, and that dimethyl in every single capsule. It's so important to be consistent, and we find that many companies don't do that. So that's really kind of covers that potency. The purity really is that source. We use organic nutrients when possible, just like Jane Iredale makeup. Mm-hmm. For instance, the Persian silk, that is such an important ingredient. The green tea extract, all of those, we want to use the purest ingredients available. Now, the packaging I love. So it not only...
Just really quick, I want to just on purity, because I found this part really amazing, and it kind of goes to your clean salon area. And this is where I got my comfort in these, because of the standards in which Jane Iredale runs all of her cosmetics and her skincare with alcohol-free, gluten-free, cruelty-free, no artificial colors, vegan, soy. So you have on the purity 100% full traceability, tested for pesticides, tested for heavy metals, no artificial flavorings, no artificial sweeteners, no unnecessary additives, no genetically modified materials, which you've said, no gluten or yeast, and no aerated. I wanted to know what that meant.
So that is what that is, Jennifer. That's non-irradiated.
Irradiated.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that word. I need to know it.
Yeah, and it's not a very common phrase we hear in the United States, but it's a very real issue. What that means is that vitamin companies will pump radiation into their vitamins to give them a longer shelf life. I don't need any more radiation in my life, and neither does anyone else listening. We get it from so many other exposures. Anyway, so of course, the Advanced Nutrition Program does not do that. And the minimum amount of time that it is stable from manufacturing to consumption is 18 months. So what's really cool is when we do the testing, I thought this was one of the coolest things that they shared with me. When they do the testing at the Advanced Nutrition Program for the skin parameters and stability testing, they actually do it on expired product. So we know that even products taken after the best by date, you're still going to get those results. It's just a really cool, they think of everything from beginning to end.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Is no wonder she partnered with experts, because there's so much to this that I would have never thought about. The making sure the ingredients aren't sticking to the machinery or clumping, or that they're evenly dispersed between all of the different pills, which we'll show in a minute. But that so much thought has gone into all of this. And I always wonder when you walk into a nutrition center and there's so many vitamins and so many brands, like who took the time to make sure that these are good, that these are all what we want them to be for our body to process them in the best way. And that's why I really like that comfort in knowing that Jane investigated all of this. So you talked about packaging, or you started to before I interrupted you. Tell us about packaging.
Yeah, so of course that means the outer packaging, but it also, of course, meant, the capsules in itself. But I just want to point out that the actual cartons that these come in, so you'll see that several of them come in little containers, little cardboard containers. So it's very important for the Advanced Nutrition Program and Jane Iredale that we don't have excess plastic. So these are 100% recyclable products. They're made from recycled products. Even the ink is a vegetable ink. And those little cartons are so cute. You can reuse them. We've had so many little contests online and seen people use them as little pots, as holding different things. And
I watched people color them. The bottoms actually are almost like an adult coloring book where you could color them in and make adorable reusable containers on your counter. So cute.
Yeah, absolutely. So all of that really, again, it's just all been thought of.
Yeah.
And then that last part of that is the production. So like I shared, everything is made on site. It's in West London. They have a huge manufacturing facility. They have their own HEPA 4 clean room. It's climate controlled. It's a safe room. Everything has been thought of, and they really are able to control every aspect of this product.
For the top quality, never tested on animals, pharmaceutical grade process. The HEPA 4 clean room is pretty amazing. If you look at that, that's a pretty cool thing for them to be created in. So let's get into, so we've talked about our 4 Ps. We've got our packaging, our purity, our potency, and our production all across the board. It's all been thought of for the top performance, I think should be the next one, right?
I like it. You're our new educator.
Exactly. So girl, let's go on to Youth Biome, which is our kind of daily, and talk about performance.
Yeah. So, the way I always explain the supplements, I say you have your daily skin essential, and then you have your targeted skin solutions. So what do I mean by that? This first product, Skin Youth Biome, that is your daily skin essential. Why? Well, we should all take a probiotic. We all need a probiotic. If we've ever consumed dairy or sugar, yes, hello, we need a probiotic. If we've ever taken an antibiotic, there's so many instances of why, and it boils down to we all need a probiotic.
Coffee, wine, anything, all of these different acids and stuff like that can change the acids in your stomach that stop proper digestion, which then clogs your pores. So yes, a probiotic. Yes. I didn't even realize Youth Biome was a probiotic. So that's...
Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad that we're doing this.
Yeah.
So this is really unique. So there's so many probiotics on the market. So why do you need a probiotic? Well, when we're born with bacteria in our gut, right? That's what, when people refer to their microbiome, that's what that means. It's just a group of bacteria living in your gut. But as you
good bacteria.
Yeah, as you change, well, good and bad. There's both. So as you age, just environmental stressors, everything. So for instance, we're born with this really long one called Pediococcus acinetiosis. So that is a good bacteria that you're born with. As we age, it leaves us. So we're constantly needing to replenish that and really create a good gut. Why? Because it's linked to everything. Mm-hmm. It is linked to your mood. It's linked to your mental health. It's linked to your skin, your digestion, your immunity. It is literally linked to every part of your body. So it makes so much sense to start with a probiotic for your skin. Now, remember, these are all skin specific, and that is also true for this probiotic. So this probiotic has 4 strains of bacteria. And you'll learn about the Advanced Nutrition Program that they're a company of blends. They really are so good at marrying these different ingredients and making this synergistic blend that has effects on the skin. So there's 4 strains in here. And then there's also vitamin C, which is, of course, is a hero vitamin for skin as well. So all of the supplements, they measure transepidermal water loss, hydration, wrinkle depth, wrinkle smoothness. And, in this little product alone, we see a 44% improvement in hydration, a 23% improvement in wrinkle depth, just from adding a probiotic. We all need to take one anyway. Why not take one that actually has strains targeted for your skin?
Do we have a before and after on this one?
I believe we do.
Yeah. That's really, so tell us how ingesting this Youth Biome nutrition supplement is going to then penetrate, because we always think of it as topically going down through the dermis, or the epidermis to the dermis. How is it happening from the inside out?
Through the blood vessels. So that's why you need, a really good high quality capsule, high quality ingredients that disintegrate quickly and get to work through the blood vessels. So when you think about your skin, you're applying your good topicals on top. If they have a low molecular weight, which I know all of yours do, they're going to get to the epidermis. But really only 60% of the topical is going to get there. That's just how it works. What about that other 40%? We kind of need to meet it halfway. So that's through the blood vessels and going straight to the dermis. So what I always tell people, if you mimic internally what you're doing topically, you will get the very best skin in the shortest amount of time.
The combination, right?
It is. It's not one or the other. You really have to do both, and you really will see incredible results. So this product.
Let's see the before and after again, Tobe. What are we seeing here? Like, what has happened to this person's skin?
So this one in particular, you can definitely see the change in clarity and tone, but you also see an improvement in pigmentation, which quite honestly, when A&P did these trials, they didn't expect to see that change. But what happens is that vitamin C works so well with the bacteria that it really helped to brighten the skin as well.
Yeah.
Even our acneic clients, we have a supplement targeted for acne, but I always tell them, first start on Skin Youth Biome, because so much of that is from your gut. If we can get your gut healthy, then your targeted supplement, your Skin Accumax, will work even better.
So a probiotic is basically balancing out those bad and goods and adding in what your system needs. This is what our packaging looks like. Anything cool about this packaging on the inside?
Yes. So I'm glad you have that out. So many people will say, hey, it's not refrigerated. I hear that only good probiotics are refrigerated. This one can't be good. Yeah. So there's some truth to that. So it's something that is studied. It's neither confirmed nor denied. However, ours are flushed. Those little pods, they're flushed with nitrogen to keep them cool. So it's really important to have a shelf-stable probiotic. We see compliance is higher. So we have found that solution, and that is with that nitrogen flushed pod.
Fascinating. Yes, very cool. We already talked about packaging, and that's just another level. So once you get your Skin Biome, everyone should start with Skin Biome. Then the next one that we should probably talk about is the Skin Omegas, right?
Yeah.
It's like, where would we add on next? And what would the Omegas do for us as a bonus?
So Omegas are huge for us because this one works really quickly. So this is Skin Omega. So it's designed for dry skin. And any kind of inflamed skin condition. We see results with so many inflamed skin conditions. But what it is your combination of omega-3, omega-6, and vitamin A. Now, why is, again, that blend important?
Yeah, that's interesting, because I've always thought of omegas as mood. I don't know why, but that's, mental health omegas. I always make these associations in my head to remember all the different ingredients, but.
No, but you're right. Omega-3 helps with that. I have all of my family on omegas, and they're all on omegas for different reasons. My middle child has autism, and omega-3s do help with mood. My dog has arthritis. Omega-6 helps with arthritis. So there's so many different reasons. Again, omegas are another one of those nutrients. They're essential fatty acids for a reason. They're essential for our body, but our body doesn't produce them. So we have to consume them, in supplement or food form. So if you just have omega-3, most people will tell me, oh, great, I already taken omega. And I'll say, well, what kind of omega? And they'll say fish oil. And of course, that's the most popular, and that's your heart healthy omega. Mm-hmm. And that's great. However, if you just take omega-3, you actually exacerbate dry skin conditions. You have to have the ratio.
Balance.
Yeah, so the omega-3 in this one is also so important because this is you can get the dirtiest fish oil out there on the market. So this is something, no matter what you take, you need to pay attention to.
You get what you pay for.
You absolutely do.
Yeah.
You need to know where that omega-3 comes from. Yeah. So we partner with a company called EPAX. They're a Norwegian company. They've been around for over 150 years. And they get this oil as the first product. Okay, what do I mean by that? Many companies will catch the fish and use them for food first, and the oil is the byproduct. Well, that changes things. We actually need to get that oil first and purify it. Another important part of that is the size of the fish. So the omegas, the skin omegas with A and P, right now they're anchovies. Why anchovies? Smaller fish, fewer toxins. So there's actually an organization. I know way too much about.
I love this, though. It's fascinating.
Good. So there's an organization called the GOED, and essentially what that is, it's a global organization that measures toxicity levels of omega-3 fish oils. Or any kind of marine oil from omega-3. They can get them from different places in the sea. But they measure for things such as lead, mercury, cadmium, and A&P their standards are far greater than even the GOED, which is really the best of the best at measuring for these contaminants. So it's a really pure oil.
One reason you'll know purity part, yeah.
One of the reasons you'll know it's a pure oil is you don't have that burpy aftertaste with this, that fishy aftertaste.
Yes.
That's, you're taking something good.
Right. Your stomach's not wanting to send it back.
Exactly.
Okay, so then once we've got our youth biome, we've got our skin omegas, now we also have Skin Complete. What is Skin Complete adding into our process?
Okay, so Skin Complete is for pigmentation. Okay. So this is a little anti-aging combo. So whereas omegas were for your dry skin, this one is really going to help you with fine lines and wrinkles and pigmentation. So that little canister is composed of, that little band there together holds 2 canisters together. So you'll see your skin antioxidant there on the left and your skin vitamin A on the right. So your skin antioxidant, they are 7 antioxidants. So they're really going to help fight that antioxidant stress that our bodies, naturally go under from the most common form is sun exposure, of course. So 7 antioxidants: bilberry, beta carotene, lutein, lycopene, turmeric, so many wonderful ingredients all together. Grapeseed extract, green tea extract, and why is that
nutrition ingredients?
Yes, nutrition ingredients. And why is that important? Because as we get older, for instance, they do so many things, but for instance, grapeseed extract, most people will know it because of the antioxidant properties for fighting free radicals. Absolutely. But they do different things. So grapeseed extract in particular is a collagenase inhibitor. What does that mean? That means as we age, our body naturally breaks down collagen, breaks down collagen, breaks down collagen. Mm-hmm. I think of my little sweet 5-year-old. He still has his little round face. And as we age,
we hate our cheeks until we don't have them anymore.
As we age, that collagen starts to go away. Grapeseed extract is one of those ingredients that stops that collagen loss. So it stops the breakdown of collagen. So there's just so many good things in that. And then the vitamin A, that's for your fine lines and wrinkles. That's your anti-aging vitamin.
Right.
So it's a combination of A and D. And what's really cool about the vitamin A in this product and a couple of our other products, is a retinol palmitate. So that means that this product you're still safe you're not going to get an over excess sun exposure. You can still do laser, waxing, all of that good stuff.
Because when you use a little high levels of retin-A, a lot of times it creates a sensitivity that then you need to stay out of the sun and all of that kind of stuff. But this ingredient does not create that.
Oh, absolutely. So it's something you use all year long.
And so once we have these three, then we have the Skin Ultimate.
Yeah.
Which is really amazing. Has our combo. So yes. I don't know if I'll stand back, maybe you can see them better, but look at the beautiful colors. So you have these two right here are our skin biomes, right?
Nope. No. Let me tell you real quick.
Okay.
So this one actually has skin omegas. So those are your little gold ones.
Okay.
So you have your omegas in there. Then you have your Skin Complete that we just talked about. So we're covering dry skin. And now, so the two on the left that you were pointing to, those are your skin omegas. Those are your omega-3, 6, and vitamin A. That little purple is your skin antioxidant. And then we have your skin vitamin A right beside it. So you already are getting all of that. And then you're getting two more. So the two new ingredients here, that first one, that caramel colored one, that is Skin CoQ10. So when people say, is there something that helps stop the production or stops the depletion of collagen?
CoQ10.
Yeah, absolutely. So Skin CoQ10, and then it also has biotin. So Skin CoQ10 has your coenzyme 10, which of course is definitely an antioxidant.
Yeah.
It also helps with your collagen production, but then you have your biotin as well, which of course helps with hair and nails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that gives you your ultimate.
Yeah, and your nails. It's always the first thing you notice. So your nails first, then your hair, and then your skin. That last little ingredient there, that's called Skin Astaxanthin or Skin Astaboost, but it has two ingredients. It has astaxanthin, which is the most potented antioxidant that you can consume. And then it also has pine bark extract, another really cool antioxidant. So it is your all-in-one capsule. You just tear off one of those little strips and everything is in one.
Yeah, let's show that. That's really cool too. Another part of the packaging, each one of these comes in a little strip that you just literally tear it off and you have your daily pack of what you need. How easy to travel with too. I mean, they really have thought of all, the whole way through. Packaging was a big part of their thought process, I can tell.
Yeah, that was a fun one to collaborate on. It's just everything in one. It doesn't get any easier than that.
Yeah, and so if you're already taking your vitamin, if you're taking your omegas, if you're taking, you can really get a comprehensive full skin care, hair care, nail care, beauty supplementation regimen all in one easy packaging. So what is this? This is our Skin Ultimate before and after. This is pretty amazing. It almost looks like one of those powders that they've filled in or something, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So this is her part line after 8 weeks. Wow. You'll see a difference in 4, but 8, you'll really see the difference with the hair. So what my experience, and it's pretty shared with a lot of people, like I said, nails first. Mm-hmm. Your nails will be super strong. It's unbelievable. And then your hair. And then last but not least, your skin. Your skin is your largest living organ, but it is the last to receive nutrients. So some people will ask me, well, do I take Skin Complete with this? No. Skin Complete and Skin Omegas are both in Skin Ultimate. So you don't need them. Skin Ultimate has everything in it. The only thing that it doesn't have in it is the probiotic.
So you would still take the Youth Biome.
Yes, you can still take.
Everyone should still take Youth Biome like we started with. That is your daily. Let's just start with that. But then you can add, maybe you just need the omegas. Maybe you're just at a point where you need the Skin Complete. Or maybe you're ready for the Ultimate. I really want to point out on the Ultimate before and after. One thing that we're looking right at her part, but one thing that my eye drew to right away was her forehead. And, you know, you have to look at the complete because that's what the vitamin's supposed to be doing. But look at how much, even on your side, the after photo, how, I mean, it just looks a smoother texture. It has more of like a clearer, brighter complexion. I mean, are you seeing that too?
Yeah, the pigmentation, it is a product that will help so much in all of those areas of skin concern. So what I always say is, you know, start with your probiotic, that's your daily skin essential, and then, you know, what is most important to you? And then start with that. And some people will say there's a lot of things important to me, and I'm one of those, you know. So I take the Skin Youth Biome every day and have for several years, but then I still suffer from hormonal outbreaks. So I do my accumax 1 month, and then I rotate to my Skin Ultimate.
Okay,
so, you know,
accumax, you just teased us. So
yeah,
one thing I have to just say I love for accumax is I don't think enough moms or enough teenagers even know that Jane Iredale is literally the teenage makeup, the teenage brand. I mean, really, for my daughter, it was the cosmetic brand that I introduced products to. She was on our dream tent, you know, right away, and then, you know, just the quality of ingredients and the care that goes into it. But it's kind of a different thing because so much when she launched, it was about an anti-aging, it was about a coverage, it was about, you know, but really, as all along, it's been so important also for teenagers. So I love accumax is about acne. And so I just didn't want to miss that opportunity to say, hey, moms, if you're out there watching, or teens that are suffering with skincare, look into Jane Iredale, because it really is a premier skincare brand, especially to get those wanting to start in cosmetics or start with skincare. It's a great place to start. David is asking, are these good for men too, and are they designed with women in mind? Good question.
No, that is a great question, and they're for both. In fact, you'll see several of our before and afters. We have 4 accumax are of men, but yeah, they're for anyone with skin. They work for anyone, you know. And in fact, accumax, I'm not sure, David, which one you're thinking about in particular, but our accumax actually works a little faster in men, we find. So they are exceptional.
It must be their metabolism, because it seems like a lot happens faster for men. You know, we can see actually biotin can kind of have a faster result. And usually a lot of times when I see husband and wife do weight loss things, the man loses so much faster than the woman.
Always.
Must be their metabolism. But great question. So let's get into accumax. This is honestly, you have a patent on this, and it actually comes with a money-back guarantee as well. So
That's right.
Let's talk about accumax.
So accumax, it is a patented product. Even one of the ingredients in it is patented itself by 4 Parisian physicians. It's the first product we launched with, and it is definitely a favorite because you achieve such wow results with it. And you know, we do have a 14-week guarantee on this. So why 14 weeks? Well, in our clinical studies, we show a significant reduction of lesion count and inflammation around the 14-week mark. So that is the sweet spot with this product. It is a product you commit to 14 weeks minimum, or until you get the results you're looking for. So what does that money back guarantee mean? That means that if you have 0 results at 14 weeks, then Beauty Care Choices will refund your money. And I always share our return rate is 0.002%. I live in the South, and I say, we ain't giving money back. It works.
Absolutely. Well, our normal return policy is 30 days, but that's usually because we mirror manufacturers. So when Jane Iredale is saying, no, Beauty Care Choices, we're going to give the customer 14 weeks to return that back to us, of course, we're going to honor that as well, because we want people to have the confidence that you guys are standing behind. So we're going to stand behind it too. And I mean, I know a lot of people go on really strong medications for acne. This is something that affects people's self-esteem, their confidence, their ability to perform either in school or at work or whatever. When you are self-conscious to that extent about yourself. So that's why I think this is such an important product for people to understand the potency of this.
Yeah, you're right. Acne can be debilitating for people. It truly can, and it's a hard condition to treat. There's no cure for acne. There's only treatment.
Yeah.
And so, and unfortunately, a lot of those treatments are really, really harsh. This is definitely your natural alternative for that. So when you think about acne, think about why people have acne. So they have it for, because they have actually an excess sebum production. We always say like Crisco versus olive oil. We all have sebum, but some are just that thicker, stickier consistency. A second reason that people suffer from acne is hyperkeratinization. What that means is just a dead, thick buildup of skin. And that usually goes hand in hand with the sebum production. Not always, but it can. The third is a bacteria, and that in particular is P. acne bacteria. And then the fourth is inflammation. And most of those all coincide together at the same time and kind of create that perfect storm. So accumax is just this synergistic blend of 3 vitamins and a phytonutrient. So
now, why does it happen when usually around hormonal changes? It seems like the bacteria or the sebum production gets worse either as you're going through the teen years or into menopause, or whatever in the aging. It's like you've got these 2 categories that really experience acne. Why is that hormonal change what drives that?
Yeah, so that hormonal change is that extra production of estrogen. So that is where our friend dimethyl comes in, which is one of the ingredients in here, and it helps to really balance those and metabolize those hormones in a more achievable manner. So we're always going to have those excess hormones, and sometimes our body just needs a little bit of help metabolizing them.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we're seeing the hormones in our foods and in our water systems, and a lot of it we just can't get away from some of those balances, and then just life's natural process, right?
Exactly.
As we change. Angelica saying, Rebecca and Jennifer, you ladies know your stuff. Well, I'm learning, Angelica, but thank you very much. Vicky says, howdy from Conroe, Texas. Hey, I have friends in Conroe, Texas, Vicky. Thanks for joining us, you guys. So let's see some before and afters of accumax and talk about how long were these people on it, and is this kind of typical of what you'd see in results?
Yeah. So the bottom picture here, I'm glad we included a male since we just had someone ask.
Yeah.
This young guy at the bottom, he was 17. So we say accumax is for those 16 and older. If you're younger than that, we just need a parent's permission. And what I always say, and the reason why is we don't test on children, and we consider under 16 a child. So what I always say is take a picture of the back of the label and share it with the pediatrician.
Oh,
so our young guy at the bottom, he's 17, and his results happen pretty quickly. Like I said, the males will have results a little bit faster. But they are also more likely to purge. What I mean by that is between weeks 8 and 10, about 30% of people will go through a purge period, and that's from that DIM.
What does that mean, Rebecca? What is purge?
Purge means that your skin's going to get a little worse before it gets better, unfortunately.
Okay.
So you will see more pimples and more inflammation, but it will subside. What's most important is taking the product with food. You actually decrease absorbency by up to 50% if it's not with a food. Okay?
Great
and I was
tip.
saying,
okay.
An apple's not a meal. You need your heaviest meals.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So a lot of us take our vitamins in the morning or in the night. It might be best to take it at lunch or whenever you're having your biggest meal, right?
Well, yeah, and I was even talking to a doctor recently, and she wasn't achieving results, and I said, are you taking it with food? And she said, no, but it doesn't hurt my stomach. And I said, that's not the reason.
Not the only point.
You're actually you're not absorbing the nutrients. So that's so important, and consistency is just so important. making sure that you're committed for at least 14 weeks. So, this guy down here, I'm telling you, his skin was clear in about 3 weeks. But what happens with our younger guys and gals, they get those results and they stop taking it and it comes right back. So make sure
the sebum is still going, right?
Exactly. Make sure you're committed to at least 14 weeks or until you get the results you're looking for. That top picture there, that is also a complete reset at 14 weeks. And you'll see, she has hers all along the jawline. That is such a factor for hormones. And that DIM will help with that. Are you familiar with DIM, Jennifer?
No.
Okay. Because people will say, wait, you're natural. What is DIM? Well, it's completely natural. So you have your vitamins A, C, and E, but then you have something called dimethyl-methane. And this is the ingredient that is specifically patented by the Parisian physicians. So we abbreviate that as DIM. What DIM is, it is your body's natural chemical reaction that occurs when you chew raw cruciferous vegetables.
Okay.
So 1 day's worth of skin accumax is the DIM equivalent of 8 or more heads of raw broccoli. So lots of chewing raw broccoli.
Sometimes that's why vegetarians, you just don't ever consume enough because it takes so much to get it down, that chewing process.
Does.
But that mastication process is what starts the whole digestion system.
It does.
I got a bug here, sorry. Yeah, and so that makes sense because it is sometimes the digestive process or the stopping of a full digestive process that can then create more pore clogging.
That's exactly correct. And DIM is responsible for so many things. So don't think of this as just a teenage product. We have just as many menopausal, perimenopausal women on Skin Accumax as we do our young teenagers.
Let's talk about Sarah. Yeah. We got Sarah and Mary. Which program should we talk about?
Oh, Sarah and Mary.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, let me see here. So Sarah is actually on... is her picture coming up?
Yeah.
So Sarah is there she is. So Sarah, this one is actually on the Skin Complete as well as the Skin Omegas. Okay. So with her, you'll see the tighter jawline. Of course, the biggest thing you see is the brightening of the skin and less pigmentation. You see less fine lines and wrinkles around the eyes. Now, Sarah, when she did this, there was no Skin Ultimate. So she always took the Skin Omegas as well as the Skin Complete, but she would be one that would benefit from just taking that full combo pack as well. So yeah, so great results with that. People will tell me if they see their before and afters, they'll say, oh, my skin looked gray before. I always hear that. I'm like, your skin didn't look gray, but yes, your skin is a lot brighter now.
Yeah, I always recommend on any program actually to take before and afters. I wasn't a proponent. I started a weightlifting program and I didn't feel like I was getting any kind of change until I looked at the before. And it's just so important. If you're going to do this and you're going to invest the money, snap a before picture because really in 14 weeks or in some cases a lot faster, you're going to see a really big change. So I guess it was Mary I was probably thinking of. I think she was the one that Tobin had the more of an aging kind of, or I thought it was more of an acne, a few blemishes, because like you said, acne for the Accumax isn't always for teenagers. It can also happen later in life. So what was Mary doing here?
She has rosacea.
Okay.
So just, you can see she has that, that really, you can see the inflammation, you can see the redness, and Mary's on Skin Omegas. You can see, honestly, the shape of her face changed on Skin Omegas.
Yeah, it's almost like a bloating, that the bloating had come down.
Yeah, that inflammation significantly reduced. And when you think about supplements, it's different than what you apply topically, because topically you're only really touching, your face and your neck and your chest. This is your full body. Mm-hmm. So, I know we've seen incredible results on people that have, inflamed skin conditions on their hands, on their legs, elbows. This is a product that works full body. So you will see really big changes.
So even with the going back to the accumax, that would also include like athletes that end up with back acne and things like
Mm-hmm.
that, right? Because I know,
Yeah.
a lot of times with jerseys and stuff like that, the sweat gets held into the skin too long. Um,
Yep.
so that
And
could
our
be,
estheticians and providers, they tell us that that's actually one of the first things that they see that are clear with accumax is that back acne that seems to resolve a little bit faster with it.
wow, great to
Yeah.
know. Because I know a
Yeah.
lot of athletes that really struggle with that because it can get painful, and
Yeah, and
uncomfortable.
it's embarrassing, and
Very
there's not
embarrassing.
much you can do
Yeah.
topical for it. It's just not it's not an easy fix. I do have people that ask me, wait, does this mean I take this forever? And I just always tell people, don't think of it as a bottle of vitamins. Think of it as a bottle of skincare. It is just a different delivery system. If you continue to have acne, there's no cure, there's only a treatment, then you need to take Skin Accumax,
Yeah,
right?
and it's really about until your body gets back in balance, and we don't know
Exactly.
all of the things that can throw yourself back into balance. And so that's such a great point. Is it's advanced skincare nutrition. Do you
Yep.
always need nutrition? Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah. And your
do.
needs will change
Right.
over time. For
Yeah.
instance, in the winter, I take extra omegas. Your needs change.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Anything we should really touch on that we missed on this from our why we have our advanced nutrition supplement specialist here in house with us, Rebecca Kurtz. Thank you so much for your knowledge on this. Anything else that we missed that we want to tell about these vitamins?
One thing that I will share is just last thing. The only ones that should not be taken together are the Accumax with the other products that have vitamin A. So
Okay.
the Accumax with the Skin Complete or the Accumax with the Skin Ultimate. You're
Okay.
in nowhere near toxicity level for vitamin A at all, but your body can only absorb so much. It is truly just
So it's
a
kind of
waste
a
of money.
waste even
Yeah.
also, yeah. But no
Yeah.
matter what, you can take Youth Biome with
Yep.
Accumax. You can take Youth
Hmm.
Biome with any of them, and that is
Yep.
your basic, and then add on as whatever your important concerns
Yep.
are.
Whatever your biggest concern is, that is your add-on for your targeted skin solution.
Wow, this has been so much information. I do have one more thing that's completely off topic that I just want to ask you about because it's new and because
Yep.
we haven't been able to travel. I haven't had anyone in our salon to talk to us about it. But the new Enlightened Plus.
Yes.
This is an
So,
amazing concealer that's come out, and I have mine here, and I took it home with me, and I started playing around with it, and I realized I don't know how to use it.
well,
Rebecca,
that's
tell
what
me
we
how to
do.
use it. It's
Yeah.
super cute. I can see this is like a push button, and the product
Mhm.
comes out through this. The
Yep.
tip feels very cooling. I love
Yeah,
that.
it is. It's nice. So, Enlighten Plus we have not introduced a new concealer in so many years. I know in the 8 years I've been here, we have not launched a new concealer. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
So Enlighten Plus, it is so good for the skin. And what it's great at is it is a full coverage concealer. So as we're wearing masks, and our eyes show, that is the concealer that you want to reach for.
Mm-hmm.
It is not just your concealer, but it's also your SPF and your skincare benefits. That's what our company really does. So it has
SPF
your
30.
Yes.
That's
So it
amazing.
has your SPF, so you have your titanium dioxide, and then you also have your quinoa, which is just such a really good soothing, depuffing ingredient for the under eye area. And then it also has a topical probiotic as well, which really helps to soothe the skin and to help with that texture. And then you have that cool applicator. So the applicator, what you do, Jennifer, you do pump it to dispense. Sometimes you'll need to hold it upside down the first time, just once you get it home to prime the product. And then you prime it a couple of times and pump it. It takes so little product.
It really
Literally
does.
a half of a pump is enough to do both under eye areas because it is full coverage.
So
So
then are
what
you
I
tapping
do,
on your eye from once you pump? You're putting it straight to your eye with the
yep.
applicator, not on your hands to put on there, right?
You can do it either way. I use the applicator because I like that cooling sensation. And I actually apply even my hyaluronic serum right beforehand with that same applicator because I feel like I just like the cooling sensation of
It
it. It's
is
just,
really cooling. I don't want to put it like right to my face because I pumped out too much. But
yep,
that is how pigmented it is. I mean, look at how
it
that is
is.
so much coverage. Like even
It
that
is.
little, and if you've ever used Jane Iredale's Glow Time, you know that the BB cream of Glow Time, one tiny little BB goes so far. It's
Yeah.
with this as well, right?
Yeah, it is a really similar consistency to Glow Time. So yeah, I put mine on, straight from that little applicator, and then I like to use that blending brush to blend it out. That's my favorite way to do it. Yep, that one.
This
I
is
just
my
blend it out.
favorite
Just
brush you guys have ever created.
it is like airbrush. Everything goes on completely smooth. I'm just, I'm like many women. I've got kids calling me and I'm in a hurry. So I grab that brush and just, and blend it in very
Blend it
quickly.
all in so no lines, no matter what,
Yep,
at the end of every look, just blend it all in, right?
yep, yep. And it will stay. It does not move. It does not crease. If it's creasing, you're using too much product. It
Yeah.
is literally, a quarter of a pump for both eyes. And
Well,
it's incredible.
I don't usually use a concealer because I am so worried about it setting into my fine lines. And so
Mm,
that's why I was so impressed that I did try it out last night of like, okay, how bad am I going to look if I put this on camera? And I was so amazed. I'm like,
you look
wow.
like a pro.
That
You did
that that is a
wonder.
product I would actually use and I'm not afraid of, that it
Yeah.
didn't set into my fine lines and make it look worse, which is how I feel some concealers do for me.
It has become one of my favorite products that we've ever launched. I didn't know I needed it in my life until I started using it, but
Right.
it has become a favorite, for sure. The minute I put it on, I just look more well rested.
Well, I wasn't sure because honestly, after you pump it up and then you start doing this, you still get a tiny little product to still then
Mhm.
do like little dot coverages of concealer. Um,
Yeah,
and so
you
I wasn't
can.
sure. It kind of comes out as you apply slowly as well once you get it primed up. So you don't
That's
need to keep pumping it.
That's right. And it's meant to be a color corrector. So that's why you have, the different variations. So we have 5 shades of it, starting with shade 0. So don't look at it really as, my skin is very light. I need shade 0. Look at the actual colors of the product because it is correcting. So for
Yeah,
instance, peach will cancel that blue of the under eye. So I actually wear a 1,
me
even
too.
though
That was my
yeah,
choice. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Because I like that canceling out of the blues or what looks to me or a lot of people think of as the dark circles,
Right.
right? Which is the
Exactly.
blue tint. Well, thank
Exactly.
you for that. That really helps to know what this cool trick new product is and how I'll be able to put it into my Jane. I brought all my Jane products in case we didn't talk enough. What was I thinking, right?
I know.
I had so much more to tell everybody, but we have actually ran through the show with all this great information, which was great because I needed this lesson on the supplements. I'm so into supplements and I really appreciate your time and knowledge today.
You're so welcome, and I hope that you found a new supplement for you to try yourself, and just to experience it and see what skin changes that you have as well.
Yeah, I'm very interested in the whole probiotics and skincare. I'm hearing this a lot, and the correlation to your gut and your skin is fascinating. So if you guys are interested in ingredient geeks like Rebecca and I, it's a topic that you should look into, right?
Yeah, bacteria. I mean, I can talk about it for hours. It's a really fun conversation.
Yes. Well, another show in the future. Rebecca and Jen talk bacteria.
Exactly.
Have a great weekend, Rebecca, and we really appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much. I just had so much fun, and I always do, Jennifer. Thank you so much.
Well, we'll see you again soon, I hope.
Okay, thanks. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. And I know, Jane, we ran out of time. We had some little announcements on some really cool stuff coming up with Jane. Their brand is going to be even further modernized, and I can't wait to have Rebecca back to tell us some more details about that. If you guys have more questions, remember everyone answering our phones is licensed cosmetologist and happy to give you more tips about the products that we sell here at Beauty Care Choices. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.